apply for both positions, no matter which one you prefer. Now, before we talk about the eligibility criteria, which are the requirements that you need to fulfill in order to apply, we need to define very quickly a few terms which always cause a lot of confusions. These are first language, second language, and citizenship. First language in the context of an EPSO Assistant competition is defined as a language that you have thorough knowledge of. So we will see what first languages you can select in a moment. And second language is defined as a language that you have satisfactory knowledge of. We will see also the choices that you can select one from for second language as well. And the third important thing is the citizenship requirements. Well, the simplest to handle and to discuss is the citizenship requirements for both 2010 EPSO Assistant competitions. The citizenship requirements are very wide. Any of the EU's citizens from any of the EU's 27 member states can apply. So whether you're Romanian or from the United Kingdom or from Denmark or from Bulgaria, feel free to apply. There are no limitations as to which citizens can apply. Okay, a very important thing to note here is that the reason we highly recommend preparing and trying yourself out for these competitions is because they are huge. In the AST1 competition, there are 414 positions available. This is the largest competition so far in 2010. The AST3 competition has not been announced yet, but we expect there to be at least between 250 and 400 positions. Again, a huge competition. So the more positions there are, the better chances you have of succeeding. Second thing, which I already mentioned and we will see now, is the language requirements for both AST1 and AST3. For AST3, it's very easy because you can select a first language that is any official European language. For AST1, we will see in a second what languages you can select. And again, any EU citizen can apply and participate in these competitions. A very important, very technical, tiny thing, but if you forget it, it's very inconvenient: deadlines. The AST1 competition has already been announced on the 17th of November, so you need to apply before 16 December this year. And just as with anything else, don't leave it until the last second. EPSO server might crash, you might have some other thing to do. It's better to handle it as soon as possible. The AST3 competition, on the other hand, has not been announced yet. It will be announced on the 16th of December, and applications will be open until January 25. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have 414 positions available in the AST1 competition. And your first task when applying is that you need to select your first language. Remember, it's a language that you have thorough knowledge of. 8 languages are offered in this year's competitions, and these are Danish, Dutch, English, French, German, Maltese, Portuguese, and Swedish. The numbers in the brackets indicate how many positions are available for candidates with this or that first language. So you can see that English, French, and German dominate, but there are quite a few positions for people with other first languages as well. Let me emphasize this point because many people ask us this. Your first language does not necessarily have to be your mother tongue. So if you're Romanian or Italian, and your mother tongue is Romanian or Italian, but you do speak very good English or French or German or Portuguese for that matter, feel free to mark those languages as your first language and you can apply for the competition. Okay, that was the first language. The second language requirement is also very important. In most competitions and in this year's assistant competitions as well, you need to select a second language which is one of English, French or German. And an important thing to remember here is that the first language and the second language cannot be the same. So if you select English as your first language, then you can only select French or German as your second language. Just last few things about eligibility, which is collection of requirements that you need to fulfill in order to be able to participate in the competition. There are two things left, and I promise there aren't any more. These are your qualifications and your work experience or professional experience. We need to separate the AST1 requirements and the AST3 requirements here. For AST1, you have two different routes to become eligible. If you have secondary school education, secondary school qualifications, then you need 3 years of work experience. If you have that, you're eligible for the competition. You have another option as well. If you have a so-called relevant post-secondary education, which we will define in a second, then you don't need any work experience and you're eligible for the competition. Now, there are two words that are problematic in relevant post-secondary education: relevant and post. How can we define this? Post-secondary education is basically any kind of certifiable education that you have received after completing your secondary education. Relevant is a little trickier. It basically means that whatever qualification you have earned needs to be related to or relevant for the position that you apply for. So if you apply for an AST1 competition to become a secretary, then some kind of office management diploma or any kind of diploma that is related to secretarial skills like scheduling, organizing, and similar things will be deemed relevant. The final word will have to come from the European Personnel Selection Office. The requirements are very similar for the AST3 competitions, a little bit stricter. Again, you have two routes to become eligible. If you have secondary school education, then you need 3 + 3, that's a total of 6 years of work experience to become eligible. If you have this so-called relevant post-secondary education, then you have you only need 3 years of work experience and you're eligible. So I hope this is clear for everyone. As for the actual definition of relevant, please feel free to contact us, and we will try to determine and help you determine that, with the caveat that the final word will have to come from the European Personnel Selection Office. Now, as I mentioned, many candidates ask themselves, why is becoming an EU assistant a great opportunity? And we do believe it's a great opportunity. There are many intangible reasons for this. Many people would like to work in a multicultural environment, meet different people, work for a large organization with diverse colleagues, which are all true and all very good reasons. I thought I would give you some more tangible reasons as well. One important thing, and let's be honest with ourselves here, is that the salaries are great and generous. If you are recruited as an AST1 secretary to work for the European Union, you can earn 2,500 euros net a month. Net means that after taxes. If you're recruited as an AST3 assistant, for example, a human resources assistant, that you can earn up to 3,200 euros after taxes. Now, this is your base salary, and there are also very good benefits. So, if you're married or have children, then there are additional benefits that come with that. And two more very important things. There's very good health insurance included for every European Union official or employee. And again, if you have children, this might be an important issue, is that very good European schools are available for your children to attend. Okay, so just a very quick summary of what we've covered so far. We've talked about eligibility, which revolves around citizenship, languages, and qualifications. Now, I sincerely hope that you are still interested in the following question. how to actually get one of these jobs, and this will be the bulk of what we will cover